Hello, everybody. I hope you're having a great Tuesday and happy Easter to those who celebrate in light of the occasion. Today, we are talking about the Christos Sophia consciousness and what that means to you, to me, to humankind, to the earth, and to the entire ascension process. How is that relevant? However, contrary to what many may believe, the Christos Sophia has nothing to do with a certain sect or a religion. It is consciousness, which means it's directly related to the nature of the soul, to spirituality, and to the origins of who we really are as beings. So we're going to look at the Christos Sophia consciousness from the point of view of Gnosticism, from the point of view of the Galactic records, and from a more general perspective that many spiritual schools or most spiritual schools, teachers, educators agree upon. So first of all, to understand it from the point of view of the Gnostics, we have to understand what Gnosticism is. Gnosticism started in the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd centuries AD with early Christianity. It comes from the Greek word gnosis, which means to know, and it's a group of religious and philosophical sects that adopted some of the teachings of the Gospels, but they also drew from the world of Greek philosophers such as Plato when it comes to eternal ideas and things like the form. So it was more metaphysical in nature. And therefore, they believed that only through learning the secret knowledge will the salvation of humanity happen. Because human beings need to know these hidden secrets, this hidden knowledge, for them to go beyond the material. So the Gnostics talked a lot about duality as well. First, we want to define Christos. In Greek, that means the anointed one or the chosen one, the Messiah, whereas Sophia means wisdom. Sophia was a female deity or a feminine goddess that was revered by the Gnostics. Originally, she was an energy field that emerged from the center of the galaxy. And within this energy field were the exact vibrational qualities that were needed for the manifestation of embodied consciousness. The role of Sophia was to reflect back to the all in caps, capital A, capital L, which is the primary unity. Her role was to reflect back to this primary unity the beauty of the creation of the all, ALL in small letters, because once this consciousness descends and it starts to create, this is when we feel our individuality. This is when separation happens into parts. The all in big letters becomes all in small letters. You can think of it like the sun and the sun rays, the sun being the all and the sun rays being the all with small letters. But at the end of the day, they are one and the same. So Sophia made this sacrifice to descend down from this field of energy down into the cosmos and down into earth to bring about this transformation. In religion, it says that man was created in the image of God. According to the Gnostics, man is the reflection of God, or the creation of everything that is in creation, including the universes, etc., is the reflection of this primary unity. Within her, Sophia has the ability to create life, and she creates with such provision and force that life just keeps pouring out of her. And when she was in crises, the elders of the universe who govern the forces of the galaxy decided that structure was needed for this constant outpour of creation. Organization was needed. And so they sent down this energy in the form of a spiral. And this accounts for the shapes that you see within a sunflower, or the petals of a rose that are the way they are folded, or the lotus flower, or the spiral that's our DNA double helix. That's the shape of our DNA double helix. And so this is the energy that is known as Christos. Hence, Christos and Sophia describe the divine masculine and the divine feminine. So the path of Christos Sophia is the inner path found within all authentic spiritualities. It is the path of spiritual awakening that leads to the discovery of the divine within each and every one of us, the discovery of the polarities, so the God and the human within us, the masculine and the feminine, the spiritual and the material, the dark and the light that is within every single human being and within all of creation, because it is within the soul. So it's about awakening this divine potential within humanity. So far, humanity have become masters at knowing what it is to be human. We make mistakes, we err, we learn lessons. We've become masters at feeling those low vibrational frequencies. But knowing the divine within us is about rising to our full potential, rising to our divine capabilities, discovering what our real powers are. And this is what the path of Christos Sophia talks about. So when we say Christos, we are referring to Christ consciousness, and we are not referring to Christianity as a religion. So this is why, however, Jesus was the full embodiment of the divine potential in human form. He embodied his full divinity. He showed human beings what it is to be divine by embodying love, unconditional love. He became the epitome of love and mercy and forgiveness and humility and awareness. He showed us what it's like to perform miracles, what it's like to discover your powers, healing people, bringing sight back to the blind, and ultimately resurrecting from the illusion of death, because death is the ultimate illusion, right? So Jesus was the perfect example and role model and embodiment of these capabilities that we all have within us as human beings. And so he embraced his divine potential to the max, and that is why we look at him as a role model. A major purpose of the Christos Sophia path is to reveal and express the Sophianic nature of Christ, because of the institutionalization of religion over the past decades, and because of the patriarchy, the nature and the role of the divine feminine and the divine mother have been hidden. That's why the feminine has been oppressed, because her power to create is so immense and so infinite, and that was seen as a threat to so many. And so the path of the Christos Sophia consciousness is to awaken the divine feminine as well in all of us, men and women, and to recognize it not just in us, but in our relationship with the planet herself, with Mother Earth. So Christos Sophia emphasizes the important balance between the divine feminine and the masculine. And so she is the transcendent figure of divine wisdom, of this knowledge that really creates new neural pathways in our mind, changes the way our cells function in our system. Because right now, with the awakening that's happening, with the new frequencies that are coming to the earth, because now we are more open to receiving them, our own cellular structure is changing. Our ability to produce light is changing. That's why many people are finding themselves changing their eating habits very drastically. Our body is changing densities. We're going from more carbon-based to more crystalline-based, crystalline, right? K-R-Y-S-T. And so now you know the relationship between that and the word Christ. The term Christos Sophia is about loving wisdom. The path of Christos Sophia is the path of the heart. Seekers along this path know that although each one of us has their own path and we have our own journey to make, it's necessary for us to help one another along the way. And that's why heart intelligence now is what's more emphasized for our path forward. If we really want to get to know ourselves, and if we want to really awaken to our full potential, to our divine potential, it's not going to be through the mind. It's not going to be through logic and reasoning. It has to go through the heart. It has to be through the heart. We're not saying throw the mind to the side and it has no role. No, it has to be through the alignment of the heart with the mind. And this is why I strongly urge you to check out my course, Unleash Your Heart Power, because it's all about unleashing this heart intelligence that's within each and every one of us, and which is necessary for us to know ourselves. Part of our divine mission, part of our spiritual mission as spiritual educators, to enable people to wake up to their truest self. So Jesus, or Yahshua, as he was known, or Yahushua, was a high-ranking, originally in Galactic, from a galactic perspective, he was a high-ranking Syrian being from the star system of Sirius. And he had within him the cosmic Christos blueprint, Christos with a K. And it's a template of unity and balance designed to realign humanity with its spiritual origins. Sophia was the Yahshua's equal. She embodied the divine feminine aspects, the force of balance and grace that completed their divine union. Together, they journeyed back through the veils of time, and they arrived at a fractured Earth that was scarred by intergalactic wars by the Anunnaki, which have messed up the divine architecture of Earth's grids of humanity's blueprint. And so there was a lot of work for Yahshua and Sophia to do together in order to restore balance, to realign humanity with their original spiritual or divine template, and to fix the Earth's grids to their original template, to realign them as well with their original structure and fix these energetic grids. They wanted to heal the grids, realign the systems, repair spiritual wounds, and activate, more importantly, activate the dormant DNA through the Christos Templar teachings. The main mission at the end of the day was to realign us with the law of one. Yahshua and Sophia were not alone in this cosmic endeavor, in this galactic journeys that they have had. They had a team of 12 Essene grid workers who were chosen for their ability to channel rainbow frequencies into the planetary grid network. This group worked tirelessly to repair the Stargate systems, restore their alignment to higher dimensional realms. So this partnership between the divine feminine and the divine masculine, whether this galactic story actually happened or not, is really irrelevant. What matters is that a lot of work is done through elevated forms of consciousness. And when we embody these teachings and when we embody this higher state of consciousness, this is when our impact on Mother Earth becomes higher. This is when we can actually contribute to repairing and healing the Earth's energetic grids. This is when we can actually start waking up our own dormant DNA and get to know what our real powers are, because these powers are really still dormant until now. We might know some of our psychic abilities, such as clairvoyance, clairsentience, claircognizance, clairaudience. Some of us know how to remote view, maybe have out-of-body experiences, but we have healing powers, we have shape-shifting powers, we have the abilities to travel interdimensionally. Yahshua has embodied his divine potential, and he knew what his divine powers are. And that's why we are here to learn from this role model and to learn from the divine feminine, which is embodied not just Sophia, the intergalactic traveler, but my Mother Mary, Mary Magdalene, the Green Tara, Isis, and Hathor, such goddesses who have really embodied all the qualities, the attributes, the powers of the divine feminine. And by learning from them and by allowing their light to come through, we can finally start to awaken to our full divine potential. But if we are to talk about Yahshua and Mary Magdalene in their lifetime on Earth, not the galactic aspect, it's said, for example, that Mary Magdalene was a fallen woman. However, that's not true, because just like Yahshua or Jesus was an Essene, he belonged to the Essenes, who are a very secretive sect that had great teachings, that had inner secrets, and they used to teach him the healing technologies. She as well was a high initiate in the Essene community. This mystical sect was dedicated to preserve ancient wisdom, and they also taught not just the art and science of healing, but they taught him a lot of the teachings that he was able to pass on later on. The Essenes preserved the Christos template teachings, ancient spiritual technologies, and knowledge of the Earth's energetic grids. These teachings are what guided them to heal humanity's wounds and awaken dormant DNA. Mary Magdalene grew up with an innate wisdom and spiritual insight that set her apart from those around her. Her birth was predicted by ancient seers who spoke of this woman embodying Sophia, the divine wisdom of the universe. As a child, she spoke of the sacred mysteries of life, and she spoke of realms unseen, the interconnectedness of all things, and the eternal nature of the soul, concepts which were very foreign to those around her. So these revelations and these teachings, however, at that time were feared and dismissed by so many because they challenged the patriarchal structures of her time. She was also disliked by many because she inherited enough money to build a church for Yahshua. Growing up, she sought knowledge from various spiritual traditions. She traveled to Egypt to study the mysteries of Isis, the secrets of the temples. She traveled to India, where she learned the art of meditation and the sacred vibration of divine sound. Mary Magdalene was a healer, a teacher, and a mystic long before she met Yahshua, it is said. And when they met, it was a sacred union of the masculine and the feminine, that which transcends the earthly definition of marriage. Their divine unity was a shift in energy. The relationship was beyond human understanding because it wasn't rooted in the earthly attachment, but in mutual spiritual recognition. So this is why Mary Magdalene is the embodiment of the divine feminine, and so is Isis, Hathor, Mother Mary, the Green Tara, the White Buffalo Woman. All these are embodiments of the divine feminine. Sophia is referred to as the Lady of the People. She holds the whole world in her embrace, awakening the sense of community because all humanity is one family. And this is what we are here to learn. This means that we are moving into a new depth of knowing ourselves as human. So no matter what spiritual path you are drawn to, no matter what energy school you are drawn to, what is important is that you learn how to apply this in your daily life. And the lesson is always love. So when you tap into heart intelligence, you are learning how to love unconditionally more and more every single day. That is the purpose. It's important, of course, to learn about your divine architecture and to activate it through specific practices. For example, we do certain breath works, we do certain meditations that would help activate the cells. But this happens the more you purify your vessel. Unconditional love is the key for us to achieving this awareness and achieving those rainbow bodies that the ancient Tibetan teachers have mastered. How did they do that? By maintaining a constant state of unconditional love. Through embodying unconditional love, we can start learning how to manifest those rainbow bodies of pure awareness. Of course, this is going to take time and practice because many of us speak of unconditional love, but we don't know how to embody unconditional love. We are in constant states of judgment and criticism and envy, or not enough connection with earth or with nature or with each other or with animals or plants. So the Christos Sophia path is there to shed the light on all of that. It is also here to shed the light on our angelic nature. It's about time that we not only know that we have angelic DNA, but that we start embodying that in the way we behave as well. And how does that happen? Through unconditional love. The relationship between the heavenly Sophia and with Mother Earth, it's like the relationship between mother and daughter. So when we embody the divine feminine qualities and awaken them within us, that's when our relationship with Mother Earth changes. Because we are here not only, we take Mother Earth for granted, but we walk on her ground. We breathe the air that she provides. We eat the food that she provides. We drink the water that she provides. And it's like we're constantly taking from her. If you watch the movie Mother, which depicts our horrible attitude towards Mother Earth, it's really eye-opening. It's an old movie, but it's incredible. So the nature of our relationship with Mother Earth is really a reflection of our state of consciousness. The closer your relationship with the earth, the higher your consciousness becomes, because she is awakening and evolving with us. She's not only our mother, we are actually a part of her. The indigenous tribes still maintain these close ties and strong, profound relationship with Mother Earth. In scientific terms, we call it quantum entanglement. For them, they behave and walk and eat and drink with this awareness of their strong connection with the earth, with the ground, with the nature's elements. And so for us, we need to revive this connection. How? By going out into nature more often, even if you live in the city, even if you're not surrounded by trees or grass or flowers or the woods, make it a point to at least go out into nature, maybe once a week, once every 2 weeks, and reconnect with that raw natural elements that are actually within you as well, because you have the elements of nature within you. Nature is an extension of us. And so we have to revive that connection. And this is going to help more and more with our awakening. If you do the simplest things, such as lie down on the ground, not on a carpet at home, not on tiles, not on marble, but on the ground, out there in nature, on the earth, you're really going to start to feel the energy flow more and more through you, because you are feeling the magnetic force of Mother Earth, and you are part of that field. If you lie down on a tree trunk after asking for permission and you ask the tree to heal you, she will. And so these are the kind of connections that we want to cultivate, and not the superficial ones. You know, oh, let's just go for a hike. No, go with awareness, walk with awareness, give thanks and be grateful with awareness. This is us embodying unconditional love more and more every day, within ourselves, with each other, and with Mother Earth as well. This, in summary, was the path of Christos Sophia consciousness. This is how we start to embody it more and more. I gave you the very summarized version because there are a lot of details that go into it, and one video is not enough. Maybe I'll try to make another one at some point, but I hope that you got to benefit from this video. I hope that you're able to apply these principles in your daily life, because they are going to change not just your immediate reality, but your future timeline. So thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you enjoyed this, and I'll see you next week. Take care.